Hey everyone, welcome to this new training. In this training, I am going to show you how you can wake up feeling refreshed, 10x your focus, energy, and productivity, and a hack that six-figure and seven-figure and eight-figure entrepreneurs use to kickstart their days and make a lot of money and revenue and get clients. And you know the drill. So I hope you will enjoy this training. I'm going to deliver you this training for you in four parts. Today we're starting with the part one, which is called It All Starts the Night Before. The part two is going to be more about the morning side, like how to wake up, when to wake up, and all things about that. The part number three is going to be the actual morning routine, depending on your chronotype and depending on who you are as a person. I'm going to walk you through a proven and very quick and efficient morning routine you can try as an entrepreneur. And lastly, part number four is going to be the first 1 to 2 hours of the day and how you should spend it and what's the best way to spend it to make the most out of it. And also make the most in your business and just feel the best and kickstart the day with the right attitude and in the right way. So yeah, without further ado, let's just dive right into the part number one of training. So, as I've said, it's called "It All Starts the Night Before." So the first thing on the list is to make an actual list, right? List of the things you're going to do the next day. Because if you don't know where you're headed the next day, if you don't have any vision, it's going to be very difficult for you to get up from bed and get your day started. I can tell you that from experience because when I didn't have clear idea of what I'm going to do next day, then I woke up and I was like, yeah, I just didn't feel any drive, any motivation, and I was confused. And I spent my mornings, my days procrastinating because I had no idea what I should be working on. I just lost a day. I spent a day doing nothing. So complete waste. And the people, the entrepreneurs that I helped or entrepreneurs that I talked to online, they tell me like they have some idea of what to do in the morning, but they lost themselves in the afternoon and evenings. So this is where they procrastinate, they put things off, and they just don't feel the best. So that's why it's really important to have a clear idea of what you do every single day and whole day pretty much. You don't have to have everything like strictly planned because life happens. If you put something in your calendar every 5 minutes, yeah, you feel like a robot, right? It's good to have organization, but you feel like you're a machine, right? And life is not like that. Things happen to you. So make sure you have slight flexibility, but you know what you should be working on. So if you don't know how to do that, I have a very good strategy that I use that you can use as well to get that clarity and to plan your tasks the right way. So use this method, and I promise it's going to be amazing. So first things first, step number one, let it all out. So grab a piece of paper and a pen, or you can open a Google Doc like this one, or you can open a notes app, whatever works for you. Just open something and start writing everything that you can think of when it comes to the tasks that you have to do that day. So for example, just sit down and start writing. So for tomorrow, I have to do 30 outreaches, 3 pieces of content. I have to do 50 follow ups. I have to check my client's ad account. I have to create three creatives for my client. I have to do 100 cold calls, everything. It could be something that you consider important. It could be something you don't consider that important, like, okay, I have to update my website information. I have to update my LinkedIn bio. You name it, just everything. Don't judge yourself. It's the process. Trust the process. Write everything down. If you come up with 50 things, you come up with 50 things, okay? Because the next step is going to be select. So pick the main tasks, make them around like 3 tasks on five tasks. Make it no more than five, because then you're just ticking off the boxes. They will never get done. The drill. Like, of course you've done this before. Of course you've experienced this before, because we all did. You write 10 tasks you want to do that day, and you manage to do one or two, right? And that will really that's not good for your mindset, and that will really lower your self-confidence and self-worth, and just not gonna do you any good. So be efficient and write 3 tasks. Okay, I do 3 tasks, maximum to 5, right? But make sure it's as low as you can, as the lowest number as you can, because if you think about it, there are not really many tasks that you have to do, because what we're trying to do here, we want to find tasks that move the needle forward in the business, because that's important. You don't want to spend your days creating a logo whole day, or updating your Instagram profile. Okay, you want to, if you're a coach or consultant or agency owner watching this, or someone who has real estate venture or business or whatever it is. But essentially, it all comes down to marketing and sales, right? And managing a team. Like 80% accuracy here or 90% accuracy here, right? So make three tasks. Like, it's always about content, for example, putting on content, reaching out to new prospects, and taking sales calls, right? Or it could be anything else, but I'm sure you know those three tasks that you have to do. You don't maybe feel like doing them, but you know what are those three tasks that you have to do every single day. It's probably not updating your social media profiles, right? So make sure you pick the tasks, select those three tasks that move the needle forward in your business. Step number three is to prioritize. So now you have those 3 or 5 tasks that you know that are important. Now prioritize them from the most important tasks to the least important task. Okay, so the task number one is going to be the most important, and the task that you will do first thing, right? And then you slowly go to the list of the non-essential, like not that important tasks, right? So it could be, so the most important thing could be outreach, and the least important thing of these could be, um, you know, recording content, because outreach is more important to you than taking sales calls. Maybe is more important to you than recording the outreach, recording the content itself, right? So that's step number three. Step number four is going to be planning those tasks in a calendar or in your app. So, for example, I use an app called Todoist. It's on my computer, and the day before, I always put those 3 tasks there. So you can do the same thing, or you can just use calendar, whatever works for you. It's your choice. But from experience, I highly recommend the app. And inside the app, you can actually put importance on those tasks. So, for example, task number one, you can flag it as high or a priority. Task number two, you can flag it as medium priority. And task number three, low priority. So that way you're going to visually see what are those tasks based on importance that you have to do. So once you have a clear idea on what you should be working on the next day, close everything, like close the app, turn off your computer, and make sure you do this process of creating and setting your tasks at least like maximum 1 hour before bed. Ideally, you want to do it like around like 2 or 3 hours before bed, right after you end your workday. This is like the best time to do it, since you have still, you still know what to be working on, and you're still in the work mode, so you can create a plan accordingly. So I highly recommend doing this at least 2 or 3 hours before bed. So apart from planning the next day, preparation such as having your clothes ready, for example, or having your bottle of water ready by your nightstand or on your work desk, having a clean desk in the morning, also have your supplements ready, anything, even meals, if you will. It's really important, and it's really crucial to have that before the next day starts, because you're a business owner. And for you, mental clarity is the biggest asset, and not only the asset, but also a necessity. You have to make decisions throughout the day. You have to help on the sales calls, do some outreach, serve your clients, customers, and you just have to have the mental clarity. And it cannot be wasted on what clothes I should wear, what food I should eat, and all of these things that can be eliminated and will pretty much save your energy, which is really, really important for you. So you don't want to waste that precious energy on decisions that just don't put any value to you, just waste your time and waste your energy. So if you if you do that every single day, every single morning throughout the day, you're going to be facing decision making fatigue, which is going to stop you from making those hard and important decisions that have to be made in your business, and decisions that actually matter. So make sure that you don't have these little things around, like what clothes I should wear, what food I should eat, because you're going to waste a lot of willpower on that, and that's not going to serve you well. So make sure you have everything ready the night before. So prepare your clothes, clean your office or room wherever you work, get everything ready so you have zero energy on those menial things and chores as well. Once you have this preparation, the last part of the preparation is to have a night routine. It's the night routine itself. And I'm going to keep it simple, like I do with my morning routine and with night routines of my clients. So you can try to replicate it as well. It's nothing time excessive. It's very simple, very straightforward. So here it goes. Try not to eat anything or 2 or 3 hours, preferably 3 hours before bed, so you won't have digestive issues, heartburn, and excessive energy from food and drinks, which will keep you up at night, which could be lots of sugary desserts, things, or anything that will spike your insulin and will pretty much do the opposite of you feeling sleepy, you know? So try to avoid that at least 3 hours before bed. I'm not saying you cannot have those, it's just make sure you have them on the right time so you can sleep well without waking up constantly during the night. Because if you wake up, if you have frequent wake up times during the night, then your REM sleep, your deep sleep, as well as your light sleep is going to suffer and you're not going to feel rested in the morning. So that's why the rule of 3 hours is really good to stick to. So the same applies to alcohol. You want to have alcohol at least 3 hours before bed because it's people say like it will make me sleepy. It will make you sleepy, but because it's a sedative, it's not a sleeping aid. It's not something like that will help you improve your quality of sleep. It will just make you sleepy like any sedative out there. So don't confuse yourself. It will make you sleepy, but once you have alcohol in your system, you're going to disrupt your sleep and it will prevent you from getting enough REM, which is rapid eye movement. REM sleep, which is essential and responsible for your dreaming, memory, emotional processing, and healthy brain development. So that's really obvious. Like you need to have a good quality of REM sleep as an entrepreneur because you work with your brain. So you need to have your brain needs to rest and store memories, store those skills and things that you've learned throughout the day, and also pretty much have a healthy development. So eliminate caffeine 6 to 10 hours before bed. Caffeine or energy drinks of any kind, coffee itself, it promotes wakefulness, which you know already, right? So if you have caffeine in your system before bed and while you're trying to fall asleep, you are going to have difficulties waking up, falling asleep, insomnia, and pretty much you know the drill. And also, caffeine impacts the REM sleep, which automatically worsens your sleep quality. So you want to eliminate it as much as possible. Again, rule of thumb is around like 6 or 10 hours, right? And also, caffeine is an adenosine blocker. Adenosine is a chemical in our cells that builds up in our bloodstream, and it naturally causes the feeling of tiredness and drowsiness and in the body. By consuming caffeine, pretty much caffeine is a blocker of adenosine, so that way you're not going to feel tired whatsoever. So if you drink coffee in the evening, a couple hours before bed, as you can see, the signal to your body about you being tired and drowsy, it will be blocked because of the caffeine. So you have to be really, really careful about that. The rule of thumb is to avoid caffeine, drinking coffee, or consuming caffeine after 2 or 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So that's like a good rule of thumb, general rule of thumb that you can stick to. If you're feeling uneasy or stressed out, try journaling or meditation to calm your head, so you feel more relaxed. So you won't have disrupting thoughts, which will pretty much keep you awake and disrupt your sleep, and you will feel really tired in the morning. So that's a good technique that I've used, or I sometimes use when I feel uneasy or just stressed out. Just grab a journal and just write some things down. Or sometimes I used to do meditations whenever I felt like stressless. And box breathing is really great for that. So you can try those. That will help you calm your mind. Next point is dim lights in your room. So put on some warm light, could be orange, but make sure it's not very bright. If you have an option of having LED lights, LED lights, turn them to red, but not bright red because that will probably help you. That won't help you fall asleep and produce the melatonin. It will actually keep you awake. So you want to put the brightness for around like 30 to 50%. That's like a good rule of thumb. Now, avoid blue light. If you have blue light blockers, put them on. If not, no problem. You can, if you're reading something on an iPad or e-reader, just lower the brightness, and that will do the work. If you don't have any blue light blockers or anything like that, and make sure also you don't want to consume social media or just play on your phone 1 hour before bed because the blue light is not good, as well as the information overload that you'll get from your phone and social media. This is going to disrupt your sleep automatically. So at least 1 hour before bed, you want to avoid it as much as possible. And some points to the end is to read something light. A light nonfiction or fiction is good. And last is to have a set bedtime. So every single day, you want to wake up, you want to go to bed every at the same time every single night, because that will help you build a consistency. The melatonin production will be at the same time, because your body will be getting used to um, the time when you go to sleep and when it should produce melatonin. That will help you sleep better, and it will help you fall asleep faster as well. And last thing I forgot to mention, when it comes to supplements, keep it simple, keep it easy. Magnesium is really great, zinc is really great, calcium. These are great supplements. You can combine them. There's some options where you can combine these supplements like magnesium, calcium. But magnesium and zinc, these are the best that I use, and they will do the job pretty much to help you fall asleep, have a better sleep, and yeah, that's pretty much about it. So if you like this part one of the training, hit the thumbs up and subscribe for the part two and part three and part four of this training. So see you in the next one.